Hello my friends, welcome back. In this video we're going to be talking everything electrical. So we're going to go solar, we're going to go wiring, and we're going to go what is in our battery power box. So first off, let's start wiring this whole van up. And what we're going to do first is work out where everything's going, where all the lights are going, where all the power outputs are going to go, and let's connect it up. So it's pretty important to know how much power is being drawn from the appliance. For instance, lights that are being run, we've got 1 watt lights, so they're not drawing much power at all. So I'm going to be using 2.5 amp cable. Whereas if you're running something a little bit bigger, for instance, this has an electric ignition, so I'm going to be running 10 amp for that one. With the solar, which is coming from this roof here, that is pretty friggin' powerful, so I'm going to be running a 50 amp cable to that. So it's good to do your research on what exactly your appliances are drawing power wise and connect the correct cables. So let's start off with the exhaust fan in the shower. I'm going to be running a 10 amp cable because it's fairly powerful, and I'm going to be running this straight to the battery box. It won't need a switch because it's actually got a switch on the appliance. So I'll cut the wire, making it exposed, and then do the same on to this cable, and then we'll join them together like this, and then we'll shrink wrap over them, and that will create a new wire. Careful now, kids. Snip, 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 snip. Snip. Snoop. Snoop. Right, after a bit of confusion I worked out that I'm going to run my cables through the frames, all the way down and then around under the kitchen into our battery box. And that is because most of the appliances are being run on this side, so I can make a little wire loom that comes the whole way along rather than going this way. So it's looking like a bit of a jungle in here with all these wires going everywhere. But on this side it's going to be coming down to a light switch, which is going to have, well, it's going to have 3 switches on it. It's going to be the main light, it's going to be the shower light, and it's going to be the big LED bar on the side of the van. And they'll be going back up here, through here, down here into a big old loom, which is going to be joining onto the water heater too, and cooker ignition, and then it'll run down, the fridge will join onto it, and then it will go straight into the battery box. We also picked up these beauties for a bargain. So that is all the wiring done. It's time to connect the solar. Take it away, Matt from the past. Thanks, future Matthew. So the thing is, there's no insulation, but we need to get these little wire roof covers into the roof before we can do the insulation. So we need to attach the solar panels, run the wires through these, and then just have them dangling out through the roof before we insulate around it. I'm just going to run these steel L-shaped brackets along the roof rack. They got the holes already pre-drilled into them, so I'm going to run some M6s through. They'll lead straight down the roof rack that's already on the roof, which are 50 mil, so these are 60, so I've got a little bit of room for a little bit of nut. And then I might actually just put these ones, the dome nuts, on, because they'll be on the underside, so you'll see them, make them look all nice. If not, I've just got some little lock nuts. And then we've got some M6 25 mils that will go from this into the solar panels. So let's see how it goes. Clean up your mess, Matthew. Yes, boss. Sorry, boss. So when I was buying this steel piece, the one thing I was concerned about is if the holes actually align, but I guess it's my lucky day. because that one aligns. This one aligns. And would you look at that? Aligns. So this is the layout we're going with. We've got two panels, they're both 200 watts, that's 400 watt total. And then the cables are just going through here in the middle. So I'm running one solar to the other solar, and then both positive from this one, negative from this one, going into there and into the van. Now it's just pretty confusing because I'm going to have to mark out all the holes that go into the solar. I'm doing 3 bolts on each panel each side, so it's 12 bolts in total. And then I'm just bolting down here this beam, the middle beam and the end beam. And I'm pretty confused on what I'm going to have to bolt first. It's just a bit of a mind game. We'll work it out. So that's the lovely solar strapped in. We just use some bolts, use some more grips, use an adjustable, and they are all smashed in. Boosh. And we smashed them in on the sides. Boosh, boosh, boosh. So now we're just going to put this little cable, waterproof majig in the roof, right there. I've never used one of these before. I thought you actually had to silicone these holes up, but I've just been playing around with them, and when you tighten them, the rubber gets smaller, gets tighter. So when you feed your wires through, you tighten it up. You basically just got to take off this clip. Can't remember the name of it, someone will know. So then the wire ends up like this, then you feed it through this, and then the wire goes through there with the case on, and then bang, you got some wires going through the roof that are watertight. Let's just sand this up and give it a rust guard. Don't get any on anything. So that is the cable waterproof cover thing in the roof now. Just need to clean up the silicone around it. The cables are dangling through the roof as we speak. So let's see if it works. So the solar comes straight from the roof right here, bang, through this beautiful cable, which leads straight into the battery box. It goes through the circuit breaker right here, which you can break, so if you wanted to play around with your solar panels, you're more than welcome to. And which leads then into our MPPT 40 amp solar controller, which then goes into our 200 amp hour lithium battery, and that goes straight into our inverter here, which is 3000 watts. What a beauty. And then it also goes to this battery switch, which turns on and off, and it leads to this little fuse box, and everything in the van is going to be going straight through this fuse box, and that should keep everything very, very safe. So that's it for this one. Obviously electricity is very, very dangerous, and you can blow yourself up, which no one really wants, do they? So make sure you be safe, and it's probably best to just get someone to do it for you. But if you're curious on how to do it, there's a million videos on how to do things safely and how to connect them so that you don't die. But thanks for watching the video. Stay safe, enjoy your life, and I'll see you next time. See ya.